Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. It's your girl Joy, and today we're doing a makeup look that makes your eyes pop to take me from this to this. Isn't that beautiful? But let me give you the step by step of how I created this look. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. I first started off with foundation. Now, I usually start with my eyebrows, but I did foundation and low key forgot about my eyebrows and then remembered to do it midway, so bear with me. I also did skincare before doing this, so it's not a dry face. After that, I go in to do my brows with this Piers soap that I got from Dollar Tree, just kind of giving it that fake laminated look so that they look really cleaned up. And then I like to fill them in after this, just to make the like sparse areas more filled in because, it's obviously not, my eyebrows don't actually look how they look when my makeup's done, but I'm not really going for a natural look. I'm going for a more of a full glam, full beat look. So yeah, I go in and fill them in. Just the tail of my eyebrow, really. I don't really do too much to the front. I go in with LA Girl concealer. I love this shade and this concealer, honestly, and I've had it forever and it's super affordable. Highly recommend. And then after that, not only do I use that concealer, I pair it with my foundation. You can use this with any foundation and just kind of fill in that front part of your eyebrow on the bottom, and then you also want to get the middle of your eyebrow on the top. You guys will see what I mean. I'm going to show you in the next clip because you want it to look like a really natural transition between your skin tone and the concealer. And sometimes it looks a bit harsh, because it is brighter than your skin tone when you use concealer. So I like to do that to blend it. Something I love doing lately is blending out my concealer with a little brush, especially for my eyebrows mainly. And those are how the eyebrows should look. After that, I go on with e.l.f. Contour Liquid, and I've been really liking this one. This may not be my shade. This is the darkest one, but it's the only one I feel like I like on me. Everything else has like a really red undertone or barely shows up, so e.l.f., you might need to work on that, okay? But I'm blending it out, blends out really well, good formula. And with this, I like to go back in with my foundation brush, which I believe I'm going to show you guys here. I go back in with my foundation brush and I just clean up that area just in case the contour went down too far. And I take very little bits of my foundation just to get those areas to make sure like it's still bright and it's not looking like muddy from the contour. If you guys know what I mean, you just don't want your whole face at the bottom to be dark. You want there to be kind of like a contrast, but very blurred, very blended. So that's what I've been really prioritizing is blending, and guess what? Blending. Because sometimes, like, if I turn to the side, I'm like, oh, I was doing my makeup a little too quick and forgot to blend. Now, here it's about to get crazy because I tried the Painted by Esther blush, and I loved it, but it took a minute. Okay, so I started off with the hottest blush I have and the only blush I have by e.l.f. Very good start if you don't want to buy anything too expensive. So I blend that out and I keep it like on the upper side of my cheekbones. Then I go in with concealer by Morphe and I mix it with that blush by e.l.f. And this is like where I become a little painter because I'm over here mixing them together, and then you apply it to the middle of your under eye, and you, as you can see, it's like this really nice bright pink color. Now you could probably blush this color, but we both know that would not show up on me in the right way that it needs to. So I rather just make it for when I need it instead of having a whole product that I will probably never be able to finish. So I blend that out with a little brush, and my blending wasn't super blended, so I had to go back in with that bigger brush with the other blush on it, if that makes sense, just to blend out the lines. And then I went in with concealer, two different ones, the LA Girl concealer and the Morphe concealer in my inner corner, just to really brighten that eye up because I don't have super white concealer, so I had to create some kind of contrast. And this is what I came up with. And also, guys, I'm sorry if my video right now looks like the gates of heaven. I don't know why I got so bright out of nowhere and then went back to normal. I don't know what's going on with my phone, but yeah. Then I went in with powder before going in with setting powder just to put some of that color back into my face, because when you do setting powder, it get a little, ashy. It covers up your blush. I didn't want that. I didn't do all this work for nothing. And this was the like interesting part where I went in with this palette by Morphe from a long time ago, and I took some eyeshadow and used it as a powder for that light part, just so that light part wouldn't be washed away when I did setting powder. Now, it may not look super blended, but like I said, I went back in and I blended it in as best as I could. But I highly recommend that if you're doing this and you're doing the powder version of it and maybe not the liquid version of it, you're definitely going to need to have like a separate powder or a setting powder that's kind of pink for that middle section, just so it doesn't look odd. Then I kind of bake here unintentionally, but I don't know. With setting powders, I'm still learning my way with that one, but I do love how smooth this makeup came out. It was really eating it down. Like, I was just like, wait, I could really stop here, put some lashes on, and be done. But like I said, the main point of this video is to make my eyes pop. So I had to get that under eye right. I went in with this Morphe palette and I started off with brown just to kind of get some type of tone going. I love having a little background tone, even if you don't really see it. It just adds depth to your eyes and it just makes whatever you put on top of it much more professional looking. So I started off with brown. I usually always will. And then I went in with this black color from this palette. Honestly, guys, it's from Target, but it's really old. You probably won't be able to find it, but any black will work. And I just did that to add some contrast because I don't know. I just like having like I don't know. I love when I see a bunch of different colors blend together on somebody's eye and it just looks so thought thought out, you know? So basically I started with a smoky eye. If you want to simplify it, that's how I started off. Then I went in with this like emerald green color because they say that the opposite of dark brown is dark blue. And we will get into that later. But I started off with this green shade that was sparkly because it's just so beautiful. And I've done this look before filming it, and I thought it was blue just to find out it was green. But I have a little hack for that. So I pack that in on my inner corner, and I don't go too high because I feel like if I did, it would just look, I don't know, it could look a little messy. So I just kept it right there, played it a little safe. And then I went in with this random palette, guys. I don't even know. Don't even ask. I don't even know. But I got blue out of it, like this really dark blue. And I just covered that up with my finger. And you might be like, okay, I don't know, this is a tutorial for me. Trust, it is. So basically, after you do that, because, you know, if you have dark brown eyes, then you have to go in with blue instead of green. Like, I made a mistake. But you basically blend that in into the other eyeshadow that I already placed down just to add like that hint of blue because I didn't want it to overpower the green, but I did want it to like make my eyes pop. So I was like, okay, I gotta follow the rules, I gotta follow the hacks. And so that's basically what I did. And also, if you guys want to try this, whether your eye color is dark brown, hazel brown, or any color, you just have to go on a color wheel, figure out what eye color you have on the wheel, and then look at the opposite of that color on the wheel. So for me, it was dark blue. Or most people with brown eyes, brown isn't there, but you'll see orange. And something about orange is really the same thing as brown in a color wheel, and it's still dark blue. So yeah, guys, I know it's kind of difficult for the brown eyes, and it's also difficult to make them pop. But something I will say is definitely do a bright color. That will always make your eyes pop. Some lashes will always make your eyes pop. And I think, you know, having a good under eye technique will always make your eyes pop. Like if you go on with a little bit of bright concealer, you don't want to take away too much from what you're already doing, but you do want to add that pizzazz. You know, I also went in with some eyeliner like I always do. You know, I love a sultry look, guys. But also, I think I like it because it makes my eyes pop. Like every time I wear it, I'm just like, my eyes. Look at my eyes, you know? So I did some lashes and then I'm doing my lipstick right now. I'm using a random, like, I'm using a random pencil and then I'm going in with this NYX one and then I went in with another random lippy. And then I went in with this Tower 28 pistachio. Love this. I'm definitely going to get the big version. This was a mini gift. But with that being said, I'm about to show you guys the final look.